Group 1, so welcome to your mystery message today. We have the Three of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Swords, we have the Star, and we have the Ace of Swords. So I'm immediately drawn to the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords here. I do feel like there's something that you need to be made aware of. There's something that's happening in the dark that you haven't known, and that Spirit is like, you need to know about this. And so I do think some sort of truth about a situation or person is being revealed to you. And in doing so, if you have felt like you've had some sort of stagnancy at work or with a project or in your friend group, someone that you're close to, someone that you are in some kind of collaboration or partnership with, and you feel like, why am I not seeing with the Star card here the progress that I should be seeing? I think that's what this is telling you here. Because there's someone or something about a situation where you should be seeing more progress, but you're not, and you can't figure out why. And you're like, am I crazy? Like, am I not working hard enough? Is my approach wrong? And Spirit is saying, you're doing everything within your power to get where you need to go to accomplish this thing, but someone else isn't pulling their weight, or someone else is doing something to kind of mess up the progress that you should be seeing here. Or something about this situation is inherently unfair. And so, I mean, this could be talking about a lot of different things here. So just try to apply it to how it resonates to your own life. But let's say with the Three of Pentacles here. So we see Blanche, Rose, and Dorothy. This is the Golden Girls Tarot, all working together. They are trying to bake a cake. And so let's say you are Blanche in the middle and you're with the mixer and you're really focused, you know, working hard, trying to figure out, you know, is the batter the right consistency? Is it ready? So you're distracted. So maybe you don't see what Dorothy is doing to, you know, to the side here because you're distracted. And so when this Ace of Swords moment happens, whatever Dorothy is doing is being revealed to you. So let's say this is a workplace situation and you have been trying really hard to get promoted, but you don't know because you're trying really hard at your job, you're putting in extra time, extra effort, and you're like, why haven't I moved up in the company yet? You know, like, why haven't I moved forward. I don't get it. You know, I'm doing the best that I can here. Why isn't my hard work being recognized? Well, maybe you don't know that your coworker, Sally, is the sister-in-law of your boss. And, you know, there is an element of like nepotism at play here. Or maybe you don't know that your coworker has been bad-mouthing you to your supervisor. Maybe you don't know that. For others of you, this could be a situation where your own self-doubt is holding you back. So maybe you have been wanting to do something for a while, but you've been really intimidated about it. You've been second-guessing yourself. So maybe you've been trying a little bit, but you haven't really fully taken that leap because you don't want to fail. And maybe Spirit is going to have something happen to you to kind of show you that you do have what it takes to try to push you and help you overcome this self-doubt. Maybe you are sort of stealing away from your own potential because you're telling yourself you can't do it before you really have tried. And maybe it's just a matter of connecting with the right people and getting some support. And so maybe this Ace of Swords comes from someone who's already doing what you're doing and doing it well, and them kind of sharing their story and how they get started. And maybe that inspires you, you know, and it doesn't have to be someone you know in real life. You know, maybe Spirit has you stumble upon a YouTube video or a podcast or a blog post, and you're like, well, if they can do it, I can do it, you know, and you're sort of made aware that everyone struggles in the beginning, and that's normal, but you have to try anyway. So just apply this how it resonates. I can see this playing out in a few different ways here, but I will say with the Star card here and the Three of Pentacles, like, you can have a wish come true, or you can accomplish whatever goal you're trying to do. It's just that you need to be made aware of what's happening in the dark. And so either that's someone else kind of sabotaging you, or you unwittingly kind of sabotaging yourself because of self-doubt. Tallulah is chirping up a storm. She has zoomies, so I apologize if you hear one of my cats. Let's get your advice cards from Spirit now. Okay, we have guidance. Take time to look within. This is actually reminding me of the Star card. And so I definitely think some self-reflection is needed. And you know, that may be self-reflection towards how you are holding yourself back, or it may be self-reflection that's needed in terms of who you trust. So use your own discernment with that. And we have, you are overcoming self-imposed limitations. So that's 100% what we were talking about. Like, I've mentioned this before on the channel, so I apologize if you've heard me talk about it before. But my great-grandma always said when I was growing up, and she played a huge part in raising me, she was another mother to me, but she would always say, can't, never, could. And it's such a simple phrase, but it has always stuck with me. And essentially what she meant by that is, if you're telling yourself, I can't do this, before you have ever tried, like actually attempted to do it, then you're right. You have proved yourself right. You were never capable because you were never going to try. So if you say you can't do something, you're right. But you're only right because you're telling yourself that, not because it's actually true. So if you were to try, you might succeed, you might fail, but at least you tried. You didn't, you know, sort of shoot yourself in the foot. So it always, like, I was like, oh, you know, I always roll my eyes like, okay, I'll try, but I'm telling you I'm going to fail. She's like, yeah, keep saying that and you will. You may as well believe in yourself. It doesn't hurt. You know, because if you end up failing, okay, at least you know you tried. At least you know you did your best, right? And there's honor in that, and there's respect in that. Whereas if you never try, over time, you start to lose respect for yourself, you know? And so you don't want to have that regret. because if you try and you fail, at least you don't have the regret of never knowing. So can't, never could. She would always say that. So I think that might be a good phrase for you to remember if you are struggling with that. But I also think this can go back to, again, like who you trust. Like, do you trust people who aren't trustworthy because you think that you can't do any better when it comes to friendships or a support system? You think, well, if I, distance myself from this friendship or my coworker, then I won't have anyone to talk to, or, like, yeah, they're not the best of friend, but at least there's somebody, So if you feel like you're settling in some way, that would be another thing to look at. And we have be your authentic self. That's the thing, like you are good enough on your own here. Like you can do this, you can accomplish this. It's just that you need to be aware that either someone is out here sabotaging you in some capacity, or you are doing that to yourself. And so if that's the case, we need to fix it. We need to clean it up. All right, that concludes your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought you some comfort. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, or subscribing. Hitting the notification bell lets you know whenever I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to watch the ads. I know they can probably be a little bit annoying, but you can always mute them and just have them on in the background. So I really appreciate anyone who does that as well. I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has watched the ads already, been a regular viewer, donated on Venmo, tipped with SuperThanks, or just commented or liked a video. It means the world to me and to Miss Gracie, of course. I'm wishing everyone the best as always. Please take care, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Welcome to your mystery message here. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I didn't push record or something weird happened, but I did your whole reading and then was like, oh, none of that recorded. So here we are again. I'm gonna try to deliver all the messages. They may be faster, we'll see how it plays out, but we have the Nine of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Hermit, and we have the Emperor. So with this Hermit, notice how she is walking away from this Emperor, and she is walking towards the Knight of Pentacles, but she's got some way to go, right? And then what is on the other side of that Knight of Pentacles is the Nine of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment. And so what this is telling me here is that there's something that you've been wishing and hoping for in your life for quite some time now. The Hermit journey is not a fast one. If the Hermit card has been following you around, it'll follow you around for quite some time. It's not an energy that anyone moves through very quickly. The Hermit can stay with us. And that's because it always involves someone walking through the dark, walking through the night with just a single lantern, a single point of light. And it's not an easy journey, and it's one that we walk alone, and we all go through a hermit phase at some point in our life. And so whatever this is, it's requiring you to have faith. You know, there's no guarantee that this wish is going to come true. And you may even question it at times, like, is this wish right for me? Am I silly to want this? Am I stupid maybe to keep hoping for it? And you may even start to doubt it along the way. Like, am I putting forth like all of this effort or all of this energy and intention? Like, am I silly to keep carrying around this wish with me, this dream with me? And I feel like Spirit is coming through today to say quite a few things to you. One being here, yes, Tallulah. Yeah. Then what happened? Goodness. Sorry, I don't know if you could hear my cat chatting to me. But anyway, to say a couple of things to you today. One is that even though it feels like you're not moving forward, even if it feels like you're walking through sand, you are getting there. Pentacles energy is not fast moving, but it is solid. And so not only are you gonna get there, you are gonna have this wish come true for you, but it's also gonna be something that stays in your life. You're gonna have lasting emotional fulfillment from this thing. It's not gonna be something that comes into your life and leaves your life just as quickly. It'll be something that you can count on. It'll be something solid and good for you. And I'm hearing worth the wait. The other message that's coming through is that you aren't crazy to want this. And that's where the Emperor kind of comes in, because with the Hermit, she's walking away from this Emperor. And so I think for some of you, there has been some sort of authority figure in your life, someone whose opinion maybe you typically respect, or someone who is, again, like an authority figure. So maybe like a boss or a parent or even a best friend can become like an authority figure. You know, sometimes in dynamics, there's one friend that has a stronger personality and maybe kind of bosses the other person around, or just always has an opinion about something. But whoever this Emperor is, whether it represents one person or several people in your life, you're walking kind of away from what they think you should do. I think with this Emperor, they're telling you to be logical, that you're not being realistic, this is too much to wish for, or they're telling you you should settle, you're being too picky, you know, you're not going to find what you're looking for, it's a waste of time, you should be more practical, you should focus on other things, what you're wishing for whatever reason, isn't going to happen for you. And I think you're just separating yourself from that. And you're like, you know what? I'm not going to let anyone else talk me out of my dream, out of my wish, or I refuse to settle. I'm not going to settle. Why should I settle? And Spirit is saying, you're right to not settle. You're right to keep wishing for this. We want you to have this. We just need you to trust the timing of it. And that's the kicker. That's always the kicker. Trusting the timing of it, trusting the journey, trusting the process. But it is going to happen. I think they wanted to give you that reassurance. They wanted to validate you and say, you're right to not settle, and this is meant for you, and you're not crazy, and this wish is going to be good for you, and it will be, because sometimes we wish for things that ultimately aren't good for us. And you know, sometimes that looks like us wishing for a job, and then we get it and we realize, oh, this is not what I was expecting. Or we wish that our crush would ask us out on a date, and then they finally do. And then it turns out they're not the person that we thought that they were, or the compatibility or the chemistry is off, or they want different things. And we realize we're looking at it through rose-colored glasses and all this. So I feel like Spirit also wants to tell you this wish is good for you. It is going to be as great as you're hoping it to be, and it will be something solid and beautiful and something that brings you happiness in your life. And now we have some advice cards from Spirit here. We have feed your body and mind, nourish. We have you attract prosperity and success, abundance. And we have let go of worries and anxiety, feel carefree. Now, I think what Spirit is saying here, while you're on your hermit journey, while you're on this process, before this wish comes in, don't postpone your happiness. Try to enjoy your life as it is right now, even though this wish hasn't come true. And even though you may be tired walking on that hermit journey, take good care of yourself. Don't worry. It is going to come, and it's going to come when it's meant to. And no matter how much you worry and feel anxious about it, it's not going to come any faster. So the best you can do is make peace with the process, have faith, and take good care of yourself in the meantime. Nurture yourself, take care of your body, mind, and spirit. Mother yourself, parent yourself, be kind to yourself, and know that you are attracting prosperity and success. You will have abundance with this thing. And you will attract more abundance more easily when you are present, when you're trusting the flow of life, when you're surrendering, when you are taking good care of yourself, when you're in a high vibrational state, all of that good stuff. Even seeing like 36 to 37 here, like when we let go of worry and anxiety, what is on the other side of that? Okay, I'm so sorry if the audio sounds a bit weird right now. I'm standing up so I can make sure that it's actually recording because it cut out again. So I'm just having technical difficulties today. I don't know why this phone does this. I record on my iPhone, and I didn't have this problem with my last phone. And this is a way newer phone, so I don't know what the issue is here. But anyway, so what I was saying here with this 36 to 37 is what is on the other side of letting go of worry and anxiety is abundance. So I really, really like that for you all. And I don't know if I've said this or not. I think this was the last thing I was going to say to you all, is I really like the repeating theme of the green color here. It reminds me of the heart chakra, of things that are close to our hearts. It reminds me of wealth and the color of abundance. And so I definitely feel like this is a really positive reading for you guys. All right, that concludes your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought you some comfort. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, or subscribing. Hitting the notification bell lets you know whenever I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to watch the ads. I know they can probably be a little bit annoying, but you can always mute them and just have them on in the background. So I really appreciate anyone who does that as well. I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has watched the ads already, been a regular viewer, donated on Venmo, tipped with SuperThanks, or just commented or liked a video. It means the world to me and to Miss Gracie, of course. I'm wishing everyone the best as always. Please take care, and I hope to see you in my next reading.